I'm going to be working on market prep stuff for the fall time. So here we go. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Desiree, mom of 3 and the owner and maker behind the Handmade Mom. This week we are going to be starting, I guess, kind of a series where we are going to be working on market prep stuff for the fall time. So I have my fall markets that are starting to get lined up. I have currently, I think, 3 that are officially booked. 2 of them are very large markets. One I've mentioned here before is the San Antonio Christmas Showcase. This will be the 3rd year that I'm doing it, and it's always a large market for me. It's my biggest one to date. So there's that one, and then actually the month before I'm doing a market that is supposed to be bigger. It's supposed to be actually quite a bit bigger, and with having that market before Showcase, I'm wanting to just make sure that I have enough inventory, and if I have things that I need to make or do tests on or whatever I need to do, any updates to my booth, things like that, I want to make sure I have enough time. So we're going to start working on market prep for the fall time now. I do have some plans for updating my booth space, so you guys will see those in various videos as they come out, but I'm really excited about that. I also have some plans for some new products, updating some of my current products, things like that. So I need to start doing that now because I'm very notorious and very bad about not prepping with enough time. I tend to just pile onto my plate and pile onto my plate, and then I just don't give myself enough time for all the things that I want and or need to do. We're gonna try to all stay calm, be cool, be collected, and be prepared on time. So this week we are going to be working on a piece that I want to add for my booth display setup. I am wanting to, I saw this idea on Pinterest and I really liked it. I thought it was super duper cute. So it is, if I can find the pin, I will link to it or put a picture here, something like that. But if not, you will see it in this video, like what we are kind of going for. I thought it was super cute, super unique, super different. I don't really see that. You see a lot of like table runners, you see a lot of banners, tent toppers, things like that, hand lettered signs, all of that really cute fun stuff. But this was just something that I had never seen before and I loved it so much. So we are going to try to recreate that with my logo. We're going to use a laser engraver. We're going to use my X-Tool M1 machine. First, we actually need to make the file itself in the X-Tool design space. So we're going to start with that. We are not even that far along into the process of making this sign. And it's already giving me struggles. So I should preface this with, like, I didn't look up how to do this. I didn't like research anything. I literally just saw this picture and was like, I want that. And I'm just kind of making it off the top of my head. So I have an idea on like how to get all the pieces to cut, because it won't fit directly into my machine, into my laser engraver, because it is too big. So the circle that I'm using, or the wood base piece that I'm using, is a 14-inch round circle, and that size will not fit into my X-Tool M1. So I'm having to get like creative with it in cutting my pieces out, but creating the file for me to be able to run it through the machine is getting a little tricky. I originally was like, okay, cool, I'll just bring in an SVG, it'll have all the pieces broken up, I can, you know, take out what I don't need or whatever pieces. No, not that simple. Because what happened was, when I took out okay, first off, the font, I wanted it to be thicker, so I had already made my logo with a thicker font. Basically I just did an outline on my font, but I don't know why it did this. When I exported it as an SVG file, it like got rid of all of that. It got rid of the outline, and so like my font was actually very, very thin, and I don't want the thin pieces on the sign. I want them to be thicker, a little bit more substantial, so you can see them. So that was the first thing. And then the text, I guess I didn't have it like welded in Canva when I downloaded it as the SVG file. So when I brought all the letters over, like every single letter was individually, even including the cursive letters. And so you could see if I was to cut it, it would like cut where the letter itself ends and not smoothly go into the next letter. So that's not what we want. So now I'm currently trying to figure out how to get it all to cut into one smooth piece, but also be able to get the pieces out that I need to be taken out. So I don't know. I think I have it, but I'm not sure, because now I just realized the flower, I'm looking at it here on my screen, the flower, I was able to get the letters, like, so some of the text on my logo goes through the flower, and so obviously I'll need to take out some of those pieces of the flower so that way I can basically inlay them into each other, and I was able to do that successfully. However, it was for the thinner font, so now I've got to resize my flower, make sure it all matches up correctly, and then I can cut out the larger font from the flower. I think once I get this file ready, I can cut it, and then it shouldn't be too bad for assembly after that. So let's see if we can get this file issue resolved.
I talk about you to everybody that I know, now they all love you, 'cause you are the one who lit a fire. The way I walk, the way I talk, you lift me high. How did you flip my entire life? Everything's now upside down. I was alone in this town, thought that I had it all planned, but I finally understand. Surrender, falling on my knees, you pick me up so tender. I surrender, the great pretender. Before I met you, who was I? Now you're my center. I surrender, I built walls on the land, then I left, then my man. All it took was a look, crumbling the earth shook. Yeah, I surrender, falling on my knees, you pick me up so tender. Throw my hands up in the air.
All right, I think we got it. I think I have the file ready to go and made, and all the pieces sized how they need to be, and the flower has the pieces that are missing, that are supposed to be missing, so everything can inlay the way that it should. Now we need to get ready to cut, but I am very tired. It is currently 1:30 a.m. and I am getting tired. I am literally falling asleep. So I think we're just gonna leave it at that with the file being set up and ready to go. Okay, so it's been a few days since we were in here working on the sign. I have had to do some like back-end computer work, research, and things like that for markets. I heard back from one of the companies that I applied for 3 markets to be a part of, and it was September, October, November. basically one each of those months, and one of the events was canceled. The other event I was put on the wait list for because they had very, very limited spots for that one. And then I did get into the third one. So I only have one of those 3 markets that is officially scheduled. So I've been trying to find other markets that I could do for the fall time. But we are back here in the office, and the last thing I showed you guys was I was having some issues with the file, but I think we got it. We're gonna try to cut it now, and hopefully we can make it work. I'm gonna have to make 2 cuts. It's gonna be all of the text in one cut, and then the other cut will be the flower. Okay, so I realized that I have not shown you guys the materials that we're going to be using, so let me show you guys that really quickly. If you want to recreate this for yourself, then I will try to have everything linked down in the description for you guys to be able to go and check out there. So, starting off with the base that we're going to be using. I've had this for a while now. I bought it for another project a long time ago, and I just never did it. So we're going to use this. These are 14-inch wood rounds. They're pre-cut. It is a pack of 3. So if I mess up, totally okay. I have 2 more. But I got it from Hobby Lobby, and that is the price of it. Although this was, I think, purchased before they increased prices, and it was also purchased during the, like, what is it, 40% off that they do for their unfinished wood. So this was not the price that I paid for these. But yeah, it's a 3-pack, 14-inch round. Say the thickness. 5.8 millimeter thickness, or 0.23 inches, so almost a 1/4 inch thick. So that is going to be the base, which I'm going to leave just the natural wood. I am getting new tablecloths, and they're going to be a pink color, so it's going to be the pink tablecloth with that on top of it. So it'll be a natural wood for that. And then for the letters, I'm using this, I believe it's 1/8 inch basswood. Again, it'll be linked down in the description, and I use this wood for all of my laser projects that I use wood for. So like my holiday ornaments that I did last year and that I plan to do this year, I use this material. I'm doing some test pieces for some other products, and I'm using the same wood. I really, really like it. It's coming very handy for me so far. And then for coloring the text is going to be black and white, so the flower will be white and the text will be black. And I am using my Posca paint markers. That's these ones here, and then obviously they're in the colors black and white. I love these Posca paint markers. I started using them last year for my holiday ornaments, and it just made the process so much easier, so much faster, and it was just so much nicer than painting it with a little brush and the squeeze bottle paints. This stuff is so great. It's the Star Bond gap filler. This is I think there's like 3 different ones. This is the thick high performance super glue. So that is that here. You do have a little bit of wiggle room, but once it is set and when it is on there, that is it. It is on there. So if you are going to use this glue, definitely would use it with caution because it will set rather quickly. The last thing that I have is the magnets. I actually don't have them here physically with me. I do need to still buy those. I'm going to get those from Amazon, but basically they're just going to be large magnets, and I think what I'm going to do is just attach it to the back of the wood round, and then I'm going to also have like maybe I don't know, like a piece of wood or something. I'm going to have the other magnets that are attached to that, so then I can just sandwich that onto the tablecloth. So that is the plan. I am currently now going to start like painting all of the letters. I find it easiest for like some of the things that are a little bit thinner is if you put it back. I can't obviously pick it up because it'll fall out, but if you put it back into the wood that you cut it out of and just color it while it is inlaid in there, it's a little bit easier because then you're not having to fumble with like holding the edges of this little tiny piece. So I will show you guys up close kind of what I'm talking about with that. I don't think we're gonna actually like assemble everything. We're just gonna paint for right now because it is late and I'm probably gonna go to bed soon. Yeah, so that is what we're doing, and I am kind of excited. Honestly, it was not as bad as I was thinking it was gonna be. I am just a little bit nervous about the flower because it is a little bit more sporadic, if that makes sense. So I have to basically line it up with the text here. So right now, we'll worry about that later. Right now, we're just gonna color and get that part done, and then we assemble. This is how we are looking right now with the pieces colored. So I know it looks a little crazy, but when you take it out of here, obviously the edges will not be, you know, like all of this. So there's that. But here we'll see if I need them. I still have the pieces for this, but I missed these ones. So we'll have to see if I actually need those ones. And then there's, you know, a little leaf right there that I missed, but we'll see. Honestly, I'm not super worried about it being like exact. Like nobody's gonna know that there's a leaf missing right there, you know? So, but yeah, this is what we're looking like right now. And then I think maybe tomorrow we will attach it to this. Okay, so it's still the same night. I got really curious on these and decided to just go ahead and pop them out. Honestly, the paint markers don't take very long to dry, so it was totally okay, and I really like how it turned out. I'm not going to take the flower one out yet just because I want to keep all the pieces that are here and I don't want to accidentally bump it and miss any of the pieces, but I think this looks so nice. I'm so excited. Okay, for real, tomorrow we will come back on and assemble. Alright, y'all, so it is now the evening time already. We've jumped in straight into working on this. I did some computer work earlier, so it's a little bit later already, but we are at a stopping point now. We're basically just waiting for the magnets. I already ordered them. They're going to be coming in a couple of days, so once I get those, then I can finish gluing all of that stuff together. So let me show you the sign. I ended up not putting on all the pieces that I originally intended to put on, and I will show that to you and explain why, but I really like how it turned out. I think it's super nice, super cute, and honestly it wasn't too bad. Like, it wasn't as bad as I was thinking it was going to be to make. Okay, so here we go. So stinking cute. I absolutely love how it turned out. I think it looks so nice. And then just imagine it on like a light pink tablecloth. I think it's going to be so stinking cute. And it'll definitely work for, like, I've been meaning to have a banner or a table runner or something made, because there's been a few markets that I've gone to where I didn't have my checkout stand, which is where my logo normally is. And so I didn't have anything else with my logo on it. So this will solve that for me. I'm obsessed. I love how it turned out. There's a few things that I didn't do. Obviously, I did not put the text around the top and the bottom, simply because, like, I would have to individually place each one of these letters, make sure it's all lined up, make sure it's in the middle, all of that stuff, and then have to pick each letter back up and glue each individual letter in the same spot. And there's a lot of letters, so I am afraid of messing this up. Later, maybe we'll add those, but I really like how it turned out right now. So there's a couple of small things that I did not put correctly, like where I wanted them to be. They're not too off that like you can tell, or that I want to like redo it or anything. It's gonna work perfectly fine for me. So I am super excited about this. I think it's gonna look really good, and I cannot wait to show you guys once we actually get it all set up with the magnets and all of that, and then attach it to a tablecloth. All right, so it's been a few days already, and we got the magnets in. I actually got them in yesterday, but I didn't come into my craft room to work on anything. But today we are gonna finish it up. So here are the magnets. They are very strong magnets. So I will leave the link to these ones down in the description, but I do just want to caution you to just be careful when you are handling them, because they are very strong. I'm hoping that it will hold the sign, and that means it's not going to go anywhere. My biggest fear is that they were going to fall, or it was going to slide down the tablecloth. So we will test that out, because I did get the tablecloths as well, because I wanted to see what the color looked like and all of that. So I got those. We will test it out on the pink. And yeah, so I'm really excited to get this all finished up, and this will be one check mark off of my fall market prep to-do list. Alright, so we finished gluing the magnets onto the back of the sign, and I think this is going to work. I don't think it'll fall down the tablecloth, but we're going to test that here in a minute. So let me show you the back. So here's the two boards, and you can see the magnets right in there. So then basically they just detach like that. So we're going to test it out. I have a couple of the 6-foot tables that I use for my markets that are set up out here in like my front area. And so I'm going to put my new tablecloth on that and then attach this and see how it goes. So there you have it. We made a new sign for my vendor booth display. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to add a nice little touch to my booth. And one of the struggles that I had in this past market season was having my logo somewhere on my booth. For some reason, like, that just slipped my mind, and now that problem is solved. I can't wait to actually use it at a market and see it with the full setup. If you enjoyed this and you enjoyed following along on like my semi tutorial on how to make this DIY logo sign, then be sure to like this video, give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps out me and my channel so much. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications so you'll be notified anytime I upload my future fall market prep videos. So again, we're going to be doing lots of different videos where I'm getting ready for the fall season. Alright, I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!